then. So left hand one here now as you before. Again, grip position is good, okay? Blurs there a second. Yeah, your grip position's good. You just squeezing it for dear life. That's the problem. What we saw from sort of looking down this way, okay, you were quite squatting your knees. So as you go back now, your knee kind of kicks in quite a lot as you go back and you lose your height. So your head's almost turning with the club. That might have been a practice swing, yeah. So, but as you go back there, that knee kicking there, you see, whoop, big drop there with the knee to try and make a back. So this position here now, you look quite unstable. Yeah. It wouldn't take a lot of me to sort of go and prod you.
I'm twisting my body.
Yeah, I mean, if we just look at just that, it's class. Yeah. If we look at just that,
it's weird.
It looks like you've really lost a bit of kind of like stability there in the swing. But that all comes from the fact you were bending your knees too much to start with. So when you start with bent knees and they move, they're going to look really bent, aren't they? If you start with sort of just flexing as they move, they're not going to look so sort of dramatic with the movement. So you look at the one on the right-hand side now as you go back. The practicing was really good. Okay, so as you go to the top of the backswing there, your lower half now just looks like a little bit of movement there now. The knee hasn't moved as much, or doesn't seem to move. It's still about the same full shoulder turn. As we come back to the golf ball, no KFC chicken wings there, mate.
No ball though.
Yeah. Now when you come back here, head staying down, topping it, chicken wing. I mean, you could get literally a KFC bucket through there, can you? Now then, that was without a ball, as you said. Give yourself fair dues. That was no ball. Now with a ball. Okay, same good posture. Relaxing. The fact you can sort of see a bit of grip pressure there. Knee goes a little bit more to be expected. Ball there. Reasonable strike.
Can have a lot better anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of if I go back a frame there. This elbow in now is more in there as opposed to out there. Yeah, your head's following, you're twisting through. So when you finish this swing,
a terrible shot.
No, well, this is pretty good. You see the ball? Hang on, there's the ball. Hang on, if I go back the frame, you see the ball. The ball going off a diagonal. That ball's up in the air. That ball's going up in the air there, and you twist through. Decent movement, okay. Head wasn't staying down too long. Whereas this one now, yeah, you come through after shot, but you don't look as far round as you were there. Your knees have come together more there. Whereas your left knee's back here, your right knee's back there. Left as we look. Haven't as much twist there. So this was a very limited twist. Now you're eventually going to turn around here because you're swinging a golf club at 100 mile an hour near enough. So you're not going to stop your shoulders, but the lower half being kind of back here is a side you sort of try to keep everything down and just you've been dragged around kind of thing rather than actually I'm going to twist and turn my body through a bit more effectively, okay? But for me, the biggest thing you can take away from today in terms of setup, a little bit closer, a little bit taller, and a lot looser in the grip. Sure. That's your main kind of setup.
I was too far away.
You're too far, too squat, too tight.
So get closer and get down more.
Again, you're probably talking about that much closer, a couple of inches at most, okay? And that'll vary from club to club, obviously, because each club's a different length. But we start sort of 1 or 2 clubs, sort of 7, 8, 9, 9. Get the confidence with that strike there so you can learn that distance, okay? Get yourself in a position where you're able to move more effectively. If you can move more effectively, you can turn your body both sides. The arms and elbows won't need, as you call, chicken wing. You can just turn your body a lot more freely. Things can happen. Trying to stop doing that with your left arm would be almost impossible with your grip pressure, your bending of your knees at setup, and a real big squat motion in the backswing. Because if you're back here now and then trying to keep your head down, there's no way you can not bend your left arm. If your left arm from here, if we get to here now, if your left arm was kind of extended up here somewhere, your right arm wouldn't even bloody reach.
So have I got rid of that now?
For the most part, yeah. There were some swings you still made kind of a half-hide movement. But if you look at that movement there now, I would say there's no element there. But put it this way, if you saw this golf swing here now, you wouldn't say at this golf. There are obviously some things we could work on going forward. But if you saw this golf swing and oh yeah, he's a chicken winger, is he? You wouldn't look at his elbow and go, he's sticking his elbow. It comes out a little bit, but it's not a major like, whoa, look at that. But if you look at someone who's doing this...
That's what I've been looking at on my videos.
Exactly, yeah. And the thing is, people who record swings, technology now again is great. You see the ball going along the ground there low because you've topped it, yeah? So this one here now where you're pulling your elbow, people see that, go, oh, look at my left wing, look at my left arm chicken wing, okay? If you try to not chicken wing it, you'll either let go of the golf club with your right hand or just miss the ball probably because you'll suck your arm into your body here now. So what will happen is you'll do this to stop your arm from chicken winging or pulling it to the side. You're not able to do this because you're not able to move your torso effectively because you're so far down here, because you're so far down here. And it all stems from the setup, yeah? Just at the start. What you're doing at setup, grip pressure, distance from the ball, and squattiness in the knees, that sort of very footballers kind of setup, like this kind of thing, getting down low and they can move a little bit. is limiting your range of motion.
Well.
Yeah. But the thing, and that's the thing. And anyone, I mean, you haven't got to be a doctor to see someone's poorly, have you?
Yeah.
And you can see, so, and if you've got a bit of a bug or a bit of a cold, you know yourself, I've got something wrong. Well, you either go to the doctors and you might give you some tablets, or you just go, I'll have a couple of nights and a bit of vitamin C and I'll go and deal with it, yeah? But people look at swings in the goal, this is wrong, and all these things, they try and change, but they don't know how to change things. And what's the medicine to fix it?
I'm surprised I lifted the head up so quickly, because I've been doing that for so long. I'm surprised that naturally...
Yeah, but I say at the moment, 2 months of playing golf, you have an ingrained fault. Getting people who've been playing for 20 years to try and lift it, they're just like, they can't do it. That's the one benefit at the moment with you. You haven't really ingrained things that quickly.
Is that where it should be coming up?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I wouldn't say there's not sort of one particular point. If it stayed down, if it was still looking down here, I wouldn't be like, oh, you're keeping down too long. But at least when you're there, chest is facing target, everything's facing target. I mean, you see in that position there, your shoulders are almost the same rotation, and your head's still looking down here somewhere.
This is probably a bad question.
No.
There were so many bad shots.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong with the swing that was...
The miss hits. Sometimes just sometimes. Well, sometimes when the miss hits when you catch it off the ones that squirt off to the right. Okay, you're catching it in here. Right, so partly because you're used to being further from the ball and having to hit a golf ball kind of over there somewhere. Right. And then when you get a little bit closer, you're like, oh, hang on. If you then throw the club out this way, you'll catch a different part of the club. Okay. A good practice I get a lot of people to do, especially when they first start playing, is when you set the golf ball here now, lay on the ground, 2 tee pegs like that, and just strike get a doormat or something on the garden somewhere. Put 2 objects on the ground there. You don't mind losing if you do it then, tees or bit of grass or dirt or whatever, and just swing between that gate over and over again. So you get used to where that club comes back and get used to that distance from the golf ball.
Yeah, but is that board, isn't it?
Yeah. You could buy it for you could buy that for 50 quid, 100 quid, or whatever. You can get a doormat from B&Q for about £1 and just put some flour on the ground. It's the same job. Yeah, most of these training aids are great, but they cost. You're paying for that person's research and development for it, not the builder going on. It's a mat with a bit of dust on it. Okay, makes sense.
It does all make sense.
Excellent, good stuff, mate.